How do you stay engaged in a conversation when you aren't interested in the topic?
It was interesting. I saw this question, Trevor, when it came across, and the next, like, couple hours later, I saw a quote that was from Shane Paris. I'm going to read it here on my page. Um, the mark of a smart person is the ability to learn from people you don't like.
Mm,
And it's the idea of there is something that you can always learn from every situation and from every person. I tell the story in the book about I was actually heading to an aerial job, and I'm in the Uber, and the Uber driver starts talking to me about an advanced race of humans that have lived here long before people actually came over the ice bridge, and they built these structures, and we still use some of them today. And it was going off on it, and I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be the most uncomfortable Uber ride
yes.
ever. Or I can start asking you questions and go, wow, what does that belief do for you? In other words,
Hmm.
and we
Hmm.
actually got to the fact that he felt comforted by knowing there was structures and it, a knowledge and people around that were actually helping to serve us to go further. And I mean, crazy. And yet
Yeah.
at the same time, what does it do for you? So I
Yeah.
think there's always something that you can figure out that might be below the surface of what the conversation is. The
I
really
like that.
question is, how do you get to it?
Yeah, I like that. You mentioned asking the person that's sharing this information, what does it mean to you? But what
Yeah.
I like about that example you just shared is you also found an active connection for you as well, because as he started to explain, why it's important to him, some of the things that are important to you around learning more about people, being
Yep.
open-minded, asking questions, you found a common thread for yourself.
If I
So,
can, there's one other thing I know in one of the programs we do for Ariel, consultative conversations or consultative
mhm.
selling. We use a model that is the iceberg model. That, like an iceberg, 10% of what you see is above the water, and that's what you're
Right.
hearing and what you're seeing. 90% below the water is what else is going on with that person, their preconceived notions, their biases, their values, and our job is to listen for that 90%. So
Yeah.
how do we find that when you immediately go, oh, I don't want to hear this person. So we need to dig deeper.